Welcome. The first question you're asking yourself right now is, why is this woman dressed like she's about to go for a run when she is broadcasting a video on the internet? That's a great question. First, I'm going to answer that question in a second, but first I would like to welcome you to this week's 10-Minute 2-Tip Tuesday. My name is Amelia Borland. I'm an occupational therapist. I'm also the owner and founder of Higher Standards Caregiver Training. And if you are new to 10-Minute 2-Tip Tuesday, then here is the deal. I'm going to share with you two super valuable tips. One is for caregivers and the other is for caregiving organizations, okay? And the goal is to do this all in a space of about 10 minutes. So you're getting super valuable information, you're getting it really quickly, and then you can be on with your day. Because whether you are an individual or a family caregiver, or you are a leader in a caregiving organization, you're busy. You don't got time for all this other stuff. So we're going to do it real quick in 10 minutes here. Before we get started, as always, this is for educational purposes only, y'all. If anything that I say reminds you of someone that you think needs to be assessed or evaluated or treated by a licensed healthcare provider, then please make sure that person is seen by the correct provider, as this is not a substitute for healthcare. It's not a substitute for a therapeutic relationship. It truly is for educational purposes only. Second thing real fast before we get into these tips, big thanks to everyone who came to and participated in the fall prevention series that Higher Standards Caregiver Training and I have been hosting over the last 3 months. I'm so appreciative that there are so many people out there who are invested in protecting their clients, in protecting their caregivers, and making the care that they provide safer and better for everyone involved. So thank you so much to all of you who came and participated. I am deeply grateful for y'all investing your time in something so important. Okay, on now to why I am dressed like I either just got back from or I'm about to go on a run. And neither of those things is the case, although I do enjoy running, but I'm not doing it right now. The reason that I am dressed up like I'm about to go for a run is because of the metaphor that we're going to be talking about today in sharing the tips that we're going to go over. And that is, this is one overarching metaphor for the day, for these tips to kind of live within, for you guys to keep in your brains. So the idea is that providing care to someone is not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? So let's think about this from the perspective of the individual caregiver or the family caregiver. There are so many things on your plate every single day that you have to think about. You're thinking about finances. You're thinking about how you're physically going to manage providing care, right? You're thinking about your own health and well-being. Hopefully, we hope that you're thinking about your own health and well-being too. And those are just to name a few things that are on your plate and in your brain every day. But here's the deal. You can't do everything all at once. No one can. There's not going to be a day where you sprint to the end of the day and you accomplish it all and then the task is done. That's just not the way life works. It's certainly not the way it works to be a caregiver. So it's really important, if you're going to make it to the end of this journey, and wherever you are in life, you're not going to be there forever, right? There's no such thing as a point in time that is fixed where you're just going to live there and live your life like that forever. That's just not how it works. So wherever you are in your caregiving journey, at some point you will make it to the end of that journey, right? In one way or another. You can't make it there being the person that you want to be, being the caregiver that you want to be, caring for yourself. You can't make it there if you're thinking about it as a sprint. Instead, you need to think about it as a marathon, making sure that you have the resources that you need in order to get to the end of that marathon, making sure that you are pacing yourself so you're not trying to accomplish every single thing, you're not trying to get through it as fast as possible. setting small, reasonable, manageable goals for what you need to do, prioritizing the things that have to be done versus just the things, versus every single thing that could possibly be done, so that as you get to the end of every day, as you get to the end of every night, as you get to the end of every week, you still have energy. You have something left in your cup so that you can still pour. And a big part of that is making sure that you are caring for yourself in whatever way you possibly can, in order to make sure that you have some energy left there. So as an individual or family caregiver, thinking about how you're prioritizing the things that you have to do versus everything that's on your plate, making sure that you are not trying to accomplish more than really has to be done, and making sure that as much as possible you have the resources that you need to help support you. I realize that that's not always easy to do. That's easy to say, it's hard to do. But there are resources that are out for you. There are resources for you at Higher Standards Caregiver Training. My good friend Chris McClellan, who runs the Whole Care Network, has some fabulous resources for family caregivers. So there are people out there, there are resources out there who do care about you, who want to make sure that as you move through your journey, you have the energy and the wherewithal to do it, okay? All right, second tip for today, also under the umbrella of the marathon metaphor. If you are running a caregiving organization, if you are running any kind of organization, truly, but running a care organization has a lot of moving parts, can be very, very challenging. This is also a marathon. It's not a sprint. And we need to think, when we're training for marathons, we have to be mindful about the goals that we set, the processes that we use, again, the resources that we have at our disposal, because no one just decides that they're going to run a marathon and goes out and does it. And if you did do that and you're out there and you just like popped up one day and then you decide you like didn't run and then you went and ran a marathon, then I'm very jealous of you, because I'm not capable of that, and most people are not. So if you are a business owner, if you are a leader in a caregiving organization, understand that this is a marathon. If you try to accomplish every goal, if you try to do every single thing on your own, you're going to burn out. You're never going to make it to the next point in the journey that you need to make it to, or that you want to make it to. So think about your goals, be mindful of how you're spending your energy, be respectful of your time, and make sure that you are spending it on things that actually bring value to your organization, to your clients, to your caregivers, versus spinning your wheels on things that are not going to add that value. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And if you're going to successfully deliver the kinds of services that you want to deliver to your clients, then you're going to have to think about it in terms of those processes, in terms of those smaller goals, in order to make sure that you're actually doing something that is achievable versus burning out by working till midnight every night and then saying, why am I doing this? I hate my life. We don't want that. We want you to feel happy, successful, and all of that is really about managing those goals, those processes, so that you are thinking about it in a marathon mindset, not in a sprint. All right? Okay. Hopefully that made sense. That is it for me today, for today's 10-Minute 2-Tip Tuesday. As always, I am delighted to be here and provide helpful information. If anyone has any questions, concerns, if you need help with your processes, if you need help with some of those resources, please feel free to reach out to me and Higher Standards Caregiver Training. We are here for you. Until next week, though, y'all, I'll see you next week for 10-Minute 2-Tip Tuesday. Take care.